brisk today. All right, we are at the house site, ladies and lords. That's the office. Behind you is the house, okay? That's south, that's north. We got our bearings, okay? Here, I'll spin you around. Meow. All right, that's the house. One day. Okay. So Meg did all this clearing last episode, right in here. And that's where the office is gonna be. All right, there's Meg, the pile of rocks right over there. That's by the house, so you should know where that is. I'm trying to make sure you guys know what your bearings are. Where I'm standing and where Meg's standing, we're trying to figure out the difference in elevation. So, before we disturb all this, we want to get an idea of what the grade is. Before we start digging up this dirt and everything else, if we take measurements and figure out what grade it is, because the office is about 16 to 17 feet wide. So if we figure out the difference in elevation between that point and this point, we could apply that to our 3D model and get an idea of what the slope's going to look like. We are doing the root cellar. We decided it didn't take much convincing, but I don't think we got one comment saying no.
Yeah.
Everybody was all for the idea, and that's definitely what we're going to do. Watching the bubble go all the way up, guys. Not the bubble, the line of the water line. Top of the zip tie is our line.
All right.
From this corner, and then we'll measure the difference up to this corner at 17 feet. So, down there, behind you, it was right here. Now the water line is right here. Right there.
So we're looking at
27.5-inch difference. Okay, so knowing the general digging area, what we can do is just dig here until we calculate the depth, which is about 6 feet minus 2 courses, which would be minus the 16 inches that we want to be left exposed. Get that spot level on the deep side here, and then just continue staying level all the way that way until we come out the other side.
Now we want to dig a little bit further beyond these marks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's get digging.
Meg's in the track loader, moving all these logs around. We got to get them out of here before we start digging this stuff and then have a big hole and then decide to move everything. We figured let's do it now. We're going to put about an hour of work into this. There's a bunch of stuff behind me here and everything Meg cleared over here, and then there's a pile of just old wood over here. We're just stacking it in the pile where we're going to be kind of saving up for the wood boiler stuff. That's a good spot. All right, Meg, good work. Meg got about a yard of soil out of here so far. And
Pretty good.
yep, she hit a rock about 4 feet down. That's not the end of the world, just got to modify our plan a little bit. So let's just keep digging, Meg. We'll go that way. We were really hoping not to hit a lot of rock on this side, and that's quite a statement, being that that stuff came out of over there. But that's the very top, and there's a whole rock shelf right over there. So I don't know. I'm not a geologist, but the way I think maybe it works, when this mountain was formed, the rock outcropping's over there, but this is going to be more of the soil side. So one side has rocks, one side doesn't have as many rocks, right? There's got to be a...
Which side doesn't have the bugs?
Yeah. I don't know. That could be complete bogus. It's just kind of what I've experienced digging around over here. And when we removed all of those widowmakers in episode 100, there was a big one right there, and I did not encounter any rocks in that area. If we could get away with 4 feet here instead of 5, that'd be okay. We'll just make the building a little taller, and that means we'll have a bigger staircase going up into it. So, okay, over and onward. Guys, I got some bad news. Got Ricky here. This is the RK24 by Rural King. We cracked the frame, and we were being good. We weren't like torturing this tractor like we normally do. But we thought it was the neutral creep adjustment. Let me show you where that is, then I'll show you where the crack is. Guys, here's forward and reverse for the hydrostatic transmission, and if you see this guy moving around, okay, that's your neutral point adjustment where you could loosen these nuts here and here and then change this turnbuckle. So if your tractor is ever wandering forward or wandering backwards, you could loosen this up and tighten or loosen this up so that there's, you know, more separation or less for this rod here, which goes back to the transmission. Well, it was doing that, and then I looked underneath the tractor to find, you know, why it was off to begin with, and let me show you the horror I discovered. I apologize for the shakiness, guys, but there it is. There's the crack. Those bolts it basically broke right at the, there's another bolt on top you can't see. Let me try to, there's 3 bolts there. And the frame broke off right there, and it created extra space. That's why the drivetrain was off. And we got to remove this rear tire and get access to this throttle jack here, right where a mower would attach. Watch when I pump this thing up what happens. I hope you can see what's going on. See it moving? I mean, I'm on the frame. So I got to get it to that position, and then I got to squeeze the tractor back together, weld it up, and then reinforce everything. So that's my job today. Let's get on it. So TYM makes these tractors, okay? Rural King just rebrands it, puts a few stickers on them and calls them Rural King tractors. But this is a TYM tractor. Guys, let's, seriously, you got a 1/4 inch frame for this entire tractor. And the tractor is freaking strong. I mean, it's a really strong tractor for its size. So here's what I'm gonna do, guys. The brake is back here. This is a 1/4 inch. I'm gonna weld the thing back together, but I'm not gonna count on that weld. I'm then going to make a washer, basically with the same hole pattern as what's broken there, and then I'm gonna bolt everything through it and then basically double up this steel to a 1/2 inch. That's my plan. It'll make sense when I start taking things apart and working. So here we go. Oh yeah, there she is, all of her glory. There it is, guys, all of its glory.
I wouldn't call it glory.
That's the Krakatoa right there. So here's the plan. I got 1, 2, and there's a 3rd bolt above this one. I think they're all in a line, so that's good news. And then we got another 1, 2 over here. Now I'm pretty sure this just bolts. Yeah, that's just screwed right into, I don't even know what section this is. We got our transmission back here, but so these bolts go right into the tractor's frame. This attaches the front end. There's a whole bunch of stuff here. But anyway, we're gonna crack these loose. We're gonna get this off as step number 1, and we're gonna make a template out of it. So let's get this off. Okay. Oh, that's kind of warm, isn't it? Now we're gonna have to get new bolts here because I'm gonna add some material here. Alright, well, it's off. Here's my broken piece. It is twisted. Wow. All right, fellas, friends, just went into town, got some plate. So here's the broken piece here. All right, and it's pretty gnarly. I think this thing skewed back and forth away a couple times before it broke off. But anyway, I'm going to use this as a template. I got another 3/8 inch plate. This is 3/8 inch. So I had the metal shop cut this off for me. They had some extra metal laying around. Guys are cool over there. So I'm going to use this as a template, put new holes in it, okay, and then I'm going to choose a spot to the right of those holes, cut a nice line over here, line it all up, bolt it back together. After that, I'm going to cut the same pattern in this 1/2 inch plate, Okay, so it's another 1/8 inch of steel, and put it over it to reinforce it. The only problem there is that these bolts are 30 millimeters long, so now I need 40 millimeter bolts to make up for that 1/2 inch. I know it's 12 inches, whatever, 12 millimeters, but anyway, that's the plan. Let's go inside and get the drill press going, and yeah, let's try to drill these holes. Brother was asking me the other day, he's like, what about the alignment on the frame and everything? It doesn't it doesn't have to be as perfect as a car. I mean, car goes high speed, high RPMs, tractors like creep around. Now you want things to be perpendicular, parallel, you know, all that stuff, of course. But there are many different spots on a tractor, like the front suspension and whatnot, that I often like go in and make adjustments to, because you'll notice that your wheel is pointed outward a little bit, so there's other means of getting everything. I'm going to try to get this, you know, in the position before it broke, and then I'm gonna cut a new line here, transfer that line to the frame, and then we'll do the welding. It'll be close enough. Okay, I don't think we'll ever know that it was. If it is off by a millimeter or two, it's not going to be a big deal. I couldn't really think of another way to get this thing squeezed back together, except to use a ratchet strap. Oh, that's working great. Look at that. Now I got to get another jack. I got one on this side of the brake. I need one on that side of the brake. We're pulling everything together here. We just need to lift this up. I could put it under the chassis here. Let's go get that. I want to pick this side up so that we're in line here, these two plates. And there it goes. Look at that. Get it close to where we need it to be. As close as we can. Oh yeah. There we go, we're touching. I mean, this thing has been probably teetering. Like I probably wiggled this off. It didn't just shear off one day. It wiggled off. I'm gonna take this plate. We're gonna make a decision as far as a cut. And then we'll take that cut, trace it on the frame, cut the frame, and then we'll weld everything together, bolt it, well, and then we'll make other washers here. So the reason I'm doubling up on this thing, I really don't like how the distance here, it's only like a 1/2 inch or something like that from the whole wall to the top here. I just don't think that's enough steel, so that's why I'm doubling up and putting an extra 1/2 inch piece of plate on here. But this is yeah, this is looking pretty good. Damn. Whew. Hey Meg, look at this. Draw my line in. Hold on a second. Meg, say hi to everybody.
Hi.
could use that. Push that plate on. Oh, my screw came off.
That looks pretty clean.
Looks cleaner than me. I need a shower. Look at that.
That looks good.
Yeah?
I like it.
So let's go like this. Didn't see that guy, did I? Damn. Alright. It's probably the slowest I've ever cut a piece of metal in my life. Check my plate here. Make sure it's gonna go in okay. Alright, that's looking good. I had to let the strap off, so I'm gonna crank it back together when it's all said and done here. Fiberglass wrap here. There's a pipe here that sends hydraulic. I think this is for the 4-wheel drive. Not sure, but just thought I'd protect it here. There we go. Jeez, I mean, for a guy that doesn't even know how to weld, that's pretty good. I don't even see any splatter. Look at that, Mom. Does ever like get into a project and you realize that you could have done a few things different and do it better if you were to do it again? Well, that's where I'm at right now, but I'm not redoing anything. I was, you know, before with the compass, drawing these holes and tracing it and finding the centers and all that stuff by hand. Well, I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. I just drew a template like that. Can you see that? Yeah, you could see that. So I took all the measurements with a precise ruler with millimeters and made all the marks. So instead of using this one, now that I cut already, I'm going to use that template that I printed, tape it on here, and then make punch marks, start the drilling, and we'll have a super accurate plate. Because this one, it's like I was looking down the lines, like right down the line here, and it just barely looks off. And I don't know if it's going to give me trouble. So I don't want to copy a problem, you know? So anyway, let's do it. Moment of truth, I guess. Let's put this big plate on here. I don't have the bolts yet. UPS didn't come. Not yet. Should be here though. Nothing shifted. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. If this goes on now without an argument, that's going to be great too. I don't know if one of these bolts are going to make it all the way through both. Let's see. Come on, give me a thread. Let's take the washers off. And I can swap them out when the bolts get here. Alright, it'd be good to just weld it. These could just hold the plate where it needs to be. They all went on. I can't believe it. Holy cow. I'm shocked. Well, I could go ahead and just weld this now, because I'll take these one at a time and I'll put the new bolts in there because they're a little bit longer. So I could go ahead and weld this now. Holy cow. Now that, guys, it's reinforced by another 1/2 inch. I just got to put that weld on the right side there. So that's up next. Let's do it. Okay, welding is done, guys. I think I put about 2 pounds of welding wire in here. You know, I did the classic glob it in there. I don't really know how to, as far as like a MIG welder, how to, I don't know. I'll just leave it at that. It's solid, it's there, it's very globby. So it's just kind of like my signature, you know? Glob it in there. So, let me take you around the side. I want to show you something. Alright, if you notice, there's a bolt missing there. This is on the other side. And if you look right, hang in there. If you look right about here, underneath this bolt, it looks like this side wants to break too. So, good thing I'm doing that other plate. I'm going to go ahead and weld it on here and support this thing before it does break. And that missing bolt, it got sheared off. I mean, the bolt itself is in there. It's in the chassis, so I guess I'm only going with 4 bolts on this side. And I'll weld the new plate right there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Good news, guys. UPS showed up, got the bolts from McMaster Car. So I had to get slightly bigger bolts because of the extra 1/2 inch plate. So these are 14 millimeter, 1.5 thread spacing, pitch, and 40 long. So I'm going to do one at a time here. It's driving all over town trying to find this hardware. I would just wound up ordering it online. Hydraulic lines back to where they're going. One thing I don't like about these tractors, and TYM or Rural King, I hope you're listening. You guys, your wire management's awful. I mean, there's just little cheap garbage zip ties everywhere. Look at this here. Can you see this? That's my 3rd function. Look at this. I didn't do this. That's the install. I mean, it's electrical tape. It's right next to the hot oil filter. Right over top of this diverter box here. Not good. And this will get caught easily. There were zip ties all holding this in place. I mean, at least use some like stainless steel zip ties, not plastic ones that are going to get brittle and just give you a problem, you know? Unless you want those problems and more visits to the shop after warranty. That's what you're doing. Actually going to use a stainless steel hose clamp right here, I believe. And that should not interfere with anything. Let me see if I have one. Well, I didn't have any hose clamps, but I did. This is temporary. I will prove it next episode or something. I gotta get some bigger hose clamps. I only have 1.5 inches. And alright, let's put this back together. Thing too, look. It's supposed to be a turn signal here, which I'm gonna make a new one of, but like, look at this. That's junk. This is just like, just shove it back in there and it's good, right? Let's adjust that neutral creep. I'm not even close. It's right here, guys. Adjustment. See, I was pushing the reverse pedal forward, and I could feel it on the transmission where it needs to be. So I have to extend the length of the rod here. Let's see what size it is. Thought it was a 14. There you go. If you're off a little bit, the tractor's going to start walking on you. See? I'm going backwards. Go the opposite way. That's not moving at all. Just got to do these two nuts on the side, same direction, because it is a turnbuckle. Alright guys, I just finished the other side. I'm just cleaning up here. I didn't want to show you the same thing. Everything went fine. But I'm glad I did it because I took that bottom bolt off, and as you can see here, there was a crack that was definitely present, and with some more wiggling it probably would have failed like this side did. So I'm glad I went ahead and added that reinforcing washer, and I also welded it to the frame. So there's a lot more metal supporting everything now. So let's go test out the tractor. But first, what I want to do, I want to get on my fender, plug in the battery, and then I'm going to bring you down to the stump bucket that broke on me, and I'm going to share with you what Titan Attachments had told me. Alright, we're going to go try this out, guys. Before we do, I got one other small project that I've been meaning to do for a while. Why would these be a quick attach? Oh, that's right, because you probably break it. Alright, let's get this off of here. The other one off too.
What's up?
I'm making the blinkers just in case we need to make a turn one day.
Oh.
2 pieces of square tubing. Got 2 of those sides of square tubing, and the thought is to just weld it. That would be the top. The bottom would allow the wire to come through. Let's get these off. Just tack it around. That'll be the bottom. Wire can come through the bottom hole there. Fine. Will that work? It'll tack. That is way too hot. Well, maybe not. I don't know. That's not right. Let's do 3.5C. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's more like it. That looks pretty good, right? Ooh, that's getting hot. Hot, 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 hot. Not bad. Looks factory to me. Little LED lights. Check out that one over there.
That looks good.
That's it?
I like it. It's slick.
Slick. Nice. Oh, blink. All right. I was we soldered these two with the soldering iron, and obviously the solder, and then we'd put heat shrink on them. And Autumn, my daughter, youngest daughter, helped me out. And she goes, "Daddy, tell all your friends on the YouTube that I said hi." So Autumn says hi. Kids are cute. Alright, I gotta go. Anyway, we're gonna take the tractor up the mountain, start digging the hole again tomorrow. We're gonna test it out. But I got some stuff with the family I gotta go do. So we will pick this up tomorrow. Ricky, I hope you had a good vacation, buddy, because you're about to work. Blinkers came out really good. I really like them. I turned them on last night. They were nice and bright. So far, so good, guys. I figured I'd bring it up here and just try to dig a little bit, put some stress on the frame. So I'm going to do that now. Guys, we're back in business. The RK24 is fixed. I can torture it some more now. I can't say better things about this machine. I mean, it's so strong that it like self-destructed itself. But this probably was a result from me carrying around way too heavy logs. I mean, this thing's rated for 750 pounds, and I know the thing has lifted things higher than that. Plus, I mean, I've picked things up and like towed things around with the backhoe, so it's really user error, if I'm being honest. If this were to happen again, I'd probably just take the entire frame off and upgrade it to a 1/2-inch frame. I'm looking at it, doesn't look like it's a humongous deal. I mean, it's a big project, but it's doable at my skill set. So, where do we go from here? We're gonna finish the root cellar foundation here, get that going. In the meantime, I have all the lumber cut for the office. And then once we get that under works, we're gonna start on the footers for the house. That's coming. Now we have the backhoe to do that, and we can start making some good production here. So guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you on the next one. Take care. Goodness gracious. 6-inch ribbon curls, honey. 6 inches. That's cool. That'd be cool looking under a microscope. Maddie, what did I say about going under the tractor? Look at Maddie over there. I think she's over there because I put a trash can on the trailer just to get it off the ground, and she thinks we're going to take a ride to the dump. Hey, Maddie! 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 What are you doing on the trailer? Hey! Is it comfy up there? Hey, what are you doing over here? What are you doing? What's wrong, honey? We're gonna go to the dump today? Is that what you want to do? You want to take the trash to the dump and go for a ride? You wait, okay? Maybe in a little bit. Ugh. Does that taste good, Maddie? Alright, get out of the way.